Welcome to Tunisian Crochet. It is very much like the old Afghan technique. However, to make it really pretty and lacy and keep it from rolling, I like to use a large hook such as the queen hook, or one a little bit smaller such as this M hook, or a P would work as well. So let's try it with our queen hook. I'm sure you like it. Also, I am using a somewhat fluffy mohair material because you will see that it gives you a little bit better body. It doesn't collapse on itself, so it makes it much easier to work. And as always, we start with our slip knot. And right here you can already see how large our loops are going to be. So now I do my left hand tension as we always do, and here I am. I'm going to go ahead and chain 8, and this will be a little different feeling if you're not used to working with a large hook. And I invite you to really put these two guys, your middle finger and your thumb, to work to help you keep your nice loops as large as the diameter of your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 more. 7 and 8. Now I have 8 loops. I'm going to keep the last one on the hook, and now I'm going to start to work from right to left as we usually do. I'm going to put my queen hook through this first loop on the left, do a yarn over and pull it towards me. Now this time I adjust down here and I keep it on the hook. The next one to the left, yarn over, pull it towards you and adjust it with our two favorite workers here. To your left, yarn over, pull it towards you. To the left, yarn over, pull it towards you, and all of these stay on the hook. And Tunisian crochet is closely related to knitting. It's probably the closest cousin to knitting because we keep the loops on the hook for our forward pass. There are 2 passes in Tunisian crochet, the forward pass and the reverse pass. We just completed a forward pass, and I'm going to count and make sure that I have 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I know I picked up a loop through each loop of the foundation chain. Now for our reverse pass, we're going to do a yarn over through 1 loop, again yarn over, and this time we go through 2 very loosely, yarn over and through 2, and again your 2 workers here keep the tension into the triangle, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2 and through 2. Readjust each time and make sure your tension is nice and even, and to the very last one, this stays right here on the hook. And here's your first row, and you can see just how large and lacy this project is. Now this is the loop number 1. I am now skipping this one, and the second one here, I go right into the front bar, do my yarn over, and now right here I pull it up. Make sure again that you have the tension not too tight. Into the crossbar, yarn over, and now pull it up and into the crossbar, yarn over and pull it up on your hook into the crossbar, yarn over, pull it up, front crossbar, yarn over, pull it up, crossbar, yarn over, pull it up. And now the last one right here, and here we go. And this is only 8 stitches, but the width would be appropriate for a very lacy scarf in a very simple stitch. So here we have 2, 4, 6, 8. That was my forward pass. Now I just did make sure that the tension is really even and loose, so that the pattern right here, you can see it's nice and straight. So for our reverse pass, do your yarn over and you go through just one on this edge. Yarn over and through 2. Yarn over and through 2. And through 2. And let your 2 workers on the left hand help you here with the tension and the placement. Yarn over through 2 all the way to the very last stitch. So here's our second row. Let's do one more forward pass so you can see what I'm doing. Skip this very first one, which is your right hand edge, and then go into the first one, into the first crossbar, pull it up, say a third one, pull it up, and all the way across. And this is really practice for good tension. You can also see that the mohair material I'm using is giving you somewhat of a nice texture. In fact, I have to pull on it. It doesn't want to move as well, but it does have a nice body to it. So this was our forward pass, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do our reverse pass now. Yarn over through 1 and through 2 and through 2 and through 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Okay, so here this was the third row of our Tunisian crochet, and you can see how light and lacy this is. Let me show you how to do a Tunisian double crochet. We'll do it right on this swatch with this hook, because I think you already know what to expect now. We need to do a chain 2 for our Tunisian double crochet because of the heights. We need to create the heights on the edge that we are working in the center. So now I'm going to do a yarn over. I'm going to go into the front crossbar, yarn over towards me, and yarn over through 2 and leave this one on the hook. Yarn over into the next crossbar, yarn over and yarn over through 2. So you're doing the lower leg of a double crochet. Yarn over into the next crossbar, yarn over and yarn over through 2, and always adjust with these 2 workers the bottom below the tension for your stitches. Yarn over, next crossbar, yarn over and through 2, and then I just do the slight adjustment, and I need to pull just a little bit to have it available. Yarn over into the next cross stitch, crossbar, and then yarn over through 2, yarn over into the next crossbar towards you there, and yarn over through 2. So these are the bottom legs of our double crochet that you're familiar with. Now we're going to do it into the last one. Here we go. Now we should have 8 stitches on our hook, 2, 4, 6, 8. This was our forward pass of double crochet, leaving the last of the loops on the hook in your forward pass for your Tunisian double crochet. Now to work this off, we do as we did in the simple Tunisian crochet. Yarn over through 1. Now yarn over through 2. Hold your tension here. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. And yarn over through 2. And so on all the way to the end. And here we are. Okay, this gives you a little bit of a different look. Let's chain 2 and do one more row. Chain 1, chain 2. Now I'm going to do a yarn over and go into my crossbar, and here we go. This actually moves along really well and quite quickly once you feel comfortable with this, and you can make a beautiful scarf with some nice mohair that has a little bit of a texture to it in absolutely no time flat. You can probably do it in one evening. And the result is just so impressive and well worth it. And different, you know, not too many people do the Tunisian crochet, especially in this lacy application. So this was our forward pass of the Tunisian double crochet. I'm now going to do the reverse pass, which is the same. Yarn over through 1, yarn over through 2, and remember to keep it just really, really nice and loose and lacy. And yarn over through 2. And your left middle finger and thumb are the ones that create that effect, along with your perfect triangle here for your tension. So here we are, and you can see how nice and lacy this is. This is your Tunisian double crochet. Now I would like to switch to a different hook and show you 2 more techniques. So I just cut this off and let's put it away, and I'd like to show you that it works really well with this. I believe this is a P hook. So let's start again with our slip knot as we always do, and I'm going to chain 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, the last one always stays on the hook. Now this time I am going to make the first forward pass and a reverse pass. Just as a quick review, you know what to do here. Just go in and pick it up, and then we're going to do the reverse pass, and then we're going to do a Tunisian cross stitch. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Okay, I make sure again I have 2, 4, 6, 8 stitches. Yarn over through 1, and then yarn over through 2, and through 2, and through 2, and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Now on our Tunisian cross stitch, we do not chain on this edge. We go right into our pattern, and as it says, the cross stitch, we are going to skip this first one here, which is actually the second one, but the first one we worked in before. So keep this really loose and go into the third leg from the edge and pick up your stitch, and then cross over and pick up the second one and pull it up. So now we skip over the next one and pick up the next one, and then come back and get the one we skipped. Let's do it again. Skip one, this one here, and pick up this one, and then come back and pick up the one we skipped, and then pick up the last one, and we should have 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Very good. Maybe you can see the little crosses already. So let's do our reverse pass, which is most always the same, except for your Tunisian lace, which is what we're going to do last. It's sort of like having dessert. It's one of my favorite things to do. So let's do another Tunisian cross row. You skip the first one always, and then we skip the one that we usually go into and go into this next one. Pull it up again. Keep plenty of nice loose tension there. Skip and pick up the one that you skipped. Now we'll skip over this one and pick up that one, and now we're going to come back and get the one we skipped. It makes a little X. Those of you that like cross stitch really get a kick out of this. Many of my students say, oh, this is a little bit like cross stitching. I get a little bit of a cross there. And now pick up the last one. So your first and your last stitch are even, and in between you have the little cross design, which is really pretty. Now we'll check first 2, 4, 6, 8 always, and now we're going to do our regular reverse pass, which is yarn over through 1, then yarn over through 2, and through 2, and through 2, and through 2, and so on. Now let me do one more row so you can see clearly how pretty this is. And of course you can do this on 8 stitches, or you can do it on 800 stitches in a blanket or an afghan. And just keep in mind that if you're using material such as this mohair, it will give you body to really emphasize the beauty of the stitch. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now here's our reverse pass. Yarn over through 1 and through 2 and through 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Now if you were to end a scarf or another piece and you wanted to end it right here, you can go right in here and do a single crochet right between your loops or stitches right up top, and this also keeps it from curling. It gives you a nice little edge. I like to finish off a scarf that way, or a larger piece, but you can see how this really gives you a lovely edge when you're finished with your pattern. So here you can see the Tunisian cross stitch, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And show you one more thing. Okay, I just went ahead and did another row of our simple Tunisian crochet so you can see what our base looks like with this smaller hook. And now we're going to do a Tunisian knit stitch. Can you see these stitches right here? They look like loops. So we're going to go into this loop all the way to the back and pick up our stitch. All the way to the back and pick up our stitch. From the front, pick up the crossbar and to the back. And from the front, there's the crossbar, and go all the way to the back and pick up your yarn. And from the crossbar to the back and pick up your yarn, and from the crossbar to the back, and one more time. We should have 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Beautiful. Now you can see maybe that this row looks like a knit stitch. Let's do our reverse pass as always. And then let's do another row and it'll become very visible. And as always, use your thumb and your middle finger of your left hand to help you keep the tension. So now we go between that loop and between this loop, right behind the crossbar. So find your next crossbar and then go right to the back and pick up your stitch, and then the last one, and then we count 2, 4, 6, 8, and here you have the second row of something that looks like a knit stitch. And this is our Tunisian knit stitch, and our reverse pass is as always yarn over through 1 and then through 2, 2, 2 and 2, and by now you know what to do, but let's do one more row between these two and come on up. Now here's your loop, go between the two and come on up. And here we go. There's 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. And here's the last stitch and 8. So you can see this actually works up a little bit tighter. So if you would like a different texture that is a little bit less lacy but still very delicate and soft, and it is interesting because it does look like a knitted stitch. So now let's do our reverse pass as always, yarn over through 1 and through 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Let's do one more row because this is so much fun. And as I said, this goes quite quickly, and you can do it with a hook N-O-P or Q size, with preferably something that has a little bit of texture to it, like the mohair. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now yarn, and here you again you can see the knit stitches. Looks really like some knitted work. Reverse pass, yarn over through 1, through 2, through 3, through 4 and 5, 6, 7 and 8. And now, since you've been working with me for a while I think you now realize how important this left hand is, because it is the gatekeeper for our tension and for keeping the channels open to work with your hook. Now, to finish this up, instead of doing single crochets between the loops, why not put them this time into the loops, because our knitted stitch was worked into the loops. So we will keep that pattern and work our final row, finishing this up right into our knit looking loops. So here we go, and this also gives you a lovely finish because it does give you a nice edge. So here we are. I hope you will try this Tunisian knit stitch on any one of your larger hooks. It is really a lot of fun, and as you've seen before, we can do many different projects. So enjoy.